the way the budget board is presented to the public, to the legislature, there is deception, in my view, that monies approved under the budget by the legislature, signed into law by the president, that the Ministry of Finance will spend it for different purposes and bring it back to us, print it back as though they have spent it in line with the intent of the law. Now, through this hearing, the minister is admitting that what was appropriated for Cape Power by this legislature what I'm saying the budget book, the budget book still carries it. So let us not.
The legislature did not do appropriation for Cape Power.
Right. The budget book still carries.
It carries that there's an upturn.
Not only upturn, pro tem.
There's a budget line in upturn.
There's a budget line.
Upturn shows that expenditure was made.
Even though we are saying that we did not make any appropriation, but the budget book is reflecting that this legislature and the executive made that.
No, Senator, order, Madam Pro Tem. Order, please.
Senator Taylor.
Thank you. No, my order to my colleague is, legally, we remove Cape Power from the national budget when we did a recap in September. During which time, Minister Kafua had just taken over, and he presided over the recap of the budget. By law, we have removed Cape Power. So at the end of 2024 budget year, which includes the recast era, still carries Cape Power with some expenditure or turn, it's cause for alarm.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
the point I'm making.
Senator Brown, if you say we appropriate that for Cape Power, then it's a slightly misleading information because we remove Cape Power from the budget. So the 2024 so the 2024 fiscal upturn should have nothing to do with Cape Power. How did Cape Power by fiscal upturn get $370,000?
All right.
We're asking for answer.
I agree. Information. Assuming what you're saying,
information.
Please, you're higher time. Let me conclude, please. Pro tem, there are two issues. The legislature, the senators are saying that in the recast, Cape Power allocation was removed. But what we are saying from the budget book, that instructions from the legislature was not followed. The MFDP still kept Cape Power into the budget. And they have used that budget in excess. But they are saying that they did not use the money for Cape Power. What did they use it for? So two investigations that this hearing should derive. One, why the recast that was done, removing the 374,000 allocation on the Cape Power. Why did the Ministry of Finance keep it there? The second investigation will establish where did this money go? What did they spend it for? And is it just that one incident? How many of these areas in the budget that money is appropriated by increasing taxes continually as a way of expanding the budget is not necessarily a good idea? We can derive innovative ways of deriving additional revenue only if the government decides to man up to the challenges. When I supported the current president, I was cognizant of his age and his experience, and I really thought that he still has to prove that he has the capacity to develop the spine to put in place some mechanisms that will ultimately increase the revenue base of our country. For example, the forest sector. The forest sector is largely underperforming because the government does not have a policy of its own to drive that sector. International partners are sitting right there at FDA determining what the country does with its forest sector, restraining the capacity of the government to generate revenue. Just a few years ago, when Mr. Tito governed this country, and he had all his SSAs, but let's dwell on the positive side of it. Let's dwell on the positive side of it. We didn't have electricity in this country, but we're producing plywood in your county, Basso. We're producing plywood in Maryland.
Oh yes, folks, I'd like to say welcome. Thanks for joining us. It's a great day, an awesome way to welcome you to another edition of the program. This is the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. We are coming to you live from across the Spoon Network, Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric Radio 101.1, Super FM 95.5, and other frequencies across Liberia. Thanks to our partner radio stations that are always relaying the program. We are here tonight to talk Liberia, to bring you the updates, to talk the issues, and bring you some analysis around those happening across the country. So welcome to the show. My name is Nelson Colette. We're live across our different social media handles as well. And those of you on Facebook, we are live on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV on Facebook. On YouTube, our YouTube handle is Spoon Talk Live. I want to say thanks to all of you for joining us. Today is Friday, and we're going to be bringing on some of our regular followers on the show. We're going to get some of them to come on tonight. Let's hear from them. Let's get them to form part of the conversation. For the last 2 Fridays, we've not done so. There have been interruptions from one end to another. But let's hope we can do that. An inclusive show here tonight. A lot is happening across the country. So much to talk about. Let's hope we can go through those different happenings here tonight, and making sure that we keep the national discourse very active. So let me welcome some of you joining us tonight on the Late Night Show. I see Morba Henry is here tonight. Alice Bond has joined us. Philip Bala, Mr. Bala, thanks for joining us tonight. J. Alaska Peters is here as well. I see Eric McGill joining us tonight. Moses Pomolu is here as well. I see Hippo Kazi joining us. Eric McGill, Roberta Riches is here as well. Rufus Quena joining us, and the many of you coming our way tonight. We want to welcome you. Thanks for joining us on this edition of the program. Again, this is the Late Night Show. This is where we talk Liberia, and I want to welcome all of you to the program tonight. We're gonna go into the show. Let me post the link in the comment section for just a few, so we can take about 3 persons, from the comment section tonight. We can take about 3 persons, get about 3 persons to join us. Then we yes. So yes, thanks to all of you for coming on tonight. As we move on to talk Liberia, as we move on to discuss the issues, bring you the updates here tonight. I want to welcome everyone to the show. Let's hope we can have a great show for the rest of the 1 hour or so we have to be here. Let's hope we can have a great conversation here tonight on this edition of the Late Night Show. Last evening it was a great show, and we didn't get it. We didn't get to discuss all of the issues, making it up for the conversation last evening, and we're looking forward to doing just that. Yes, but the CMC, the newest political party in the country, got certificated today. The National Elections Commission did that, and so that means the number of political parties in the country is increasing. With CMC joining the numbers already on the book, who's next? What's the next political party we're going to be having a conversation around? What does this mean for Liberia? What does it say about the democracy of our country? Does the country does the country Liberia need more political parties? Do we need 20 plus political parties? Do we need 25, 30 political parties to participate in our political processes? Or do we need just 2, 3 political parties? What are the advantages and disadvantages associated with multiple political parties? And now when I'm talking about multiple, I'm talking about 2 dozens of political parties. What are the positives and the negatives associated with having many political parties in the country? Well, what does the country stand to benefit? What does the democracy of the country stand to benefit from multiple political parties? 2 dozens, 3 dozens political parties. Over the years, yes, let's go back a little, and I want to welcome Sandy. It's good to have you on tonight, Sandy. Thanks for joining in. Yes, I'm providing the updates, Sandy, and I just started up with the certification of the CMC, the newest political party in the country. The National Elections Commission today certificated that political party, Sandy. So what that means is that the number of political parties in the country is increasing. We shifted, and the people before us fought for a kind of country that would have seen not just a true win party or just 2 political parties steering the affairs of the country. Multi-party democracy at some point was the major conversation in Liberia. But today, is the multi-party democracy, Cindy, is it working for us? Is it improving the lives of the ordinary people? That will go to election, and every election year, you're going to have 24, 25, or 21, over 20 political parties participating in every election. Are these political parties springing up because the interest of the people is at stake, because they want to improve the lives of the people? Or are they springing up because everyone wants to have a seat at that table? And then at the end of the day, when it comes to the point where 2 political parties are in a race and there's time for job distribution, everyone will have a say and put for their own number of people who should be in the different sectors of government. Well, we hope to have the conversation tonight, but that's just one of the updates, the certification of the CMC. Finally, Honorable Musa Hassan Bilidi is now the political leader of the CMC. Well, on the flip side, there's a whole lot happening on Capitol building, and the Juju conversation is still ongoing. Representative Fode Famole posted on his social media handle earlier today situation about some juju, at his office. And I know most of you must have seen that. Yes, somebody carried juju to his office, but then in no time, Representative Ava Jones on the other end posted about blood before his door. Another juju or situation to be a situation believed to be associated with juju, and all those kind of situations. Yes, so that's one of the things that's been happening. Today there's been a major celebration in the country. The Tottenham Boulevard, the ministerial complex, was locked down as women from across different sectors of the country were celebrating Women's Day today in the country. I understand it should be tomorrow, but since tomorrow in Liberia is holiday, the celebration in Liberia here is today. And it's been more about recognizing and appreciating the role of women in our society. They are our mothers, our sisters, our wives, our aunts, our grandmothers, our great grandmothers, playing multiple roles in society. And yes, it's been a very great celebration. But it was not just in Montserrat County here. Other parts of the country has been seeing that celebration as well. So yes, that's another one. The former chairman of the CDC, Chairman Mova Molu. Cindy, I know you are aware that he moved on. He resigned from the CDC. He wrote a very catching resignation letter. At some point, we even had a conversation. We discussed that communication.
Correct.
The former chairman is now head of a civil rights movement, running advocacy, civil rights movement, and all of that. The group is called STEN, and he's back. This time around, he's saying the country, Liberia, is facing a rising economic crisis. The rule of law is weak, and there's mounting governance failures across the country. And so he thinks this government is not doing well. He thinks the current administration needs to step up because rule of law is going down the drain, according to former Chairman Mova Molu. The economic situation is worsening. The people are suffering more than ever before. And, governance is a failure under this administration. So he wants this government to stand up, to do better. This is former Chairman Mova Molu, who once said that everything he said was a liquor talk. I don't know how many of you remember that. I'm just trying to say that this is the former chairman of the CDC, Chairman Mova Molu. Guys, I think we can start the show from here. I want to welcome everyone. Moba, our co-host, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight. I see you didn't come with a rare cup, so
I'm not resigning from Red Cup because since for the past time I've been using Red Cup, you get assume that that's something that is not in line with the show, so I decided to use Red Cup. Even when I water Isa, I forget it.
No, you still get drink water in Red Cup.
Cindy, one of the president who was also talking about a Red Cup too. He said, "But man, I get Red Cup."
We know the history of Red Cup here.
Very good. It's good that Cindy is on top of this thing.
Is that you go to Liberia, you see somebody selling mini white bucket, you know what's there.
There you go. There you go. Two things, Cindy, just before we come to you, and then you start with your opening, and then we'll go across the table. Two things. When our mobile comes to the show with the mob, like the one you drink your tea in. Mobile comes on the show with a cup of coffee. That number will be good. Mobile flow. Somebody told me, and I'm my own thing I talk. Somebody share that feedback.
I read this, somebody telling you something. Go
The
ahead.
person said, but when Mama comes on the show with red cup, you will not get anything from. Look, Mama will be uncontrollable that entire show.
Like, I'm gonna pass you. And you know, if another party that my people are now we can talk. So the mega say, I know I'm gonna pass you. We're gonna pass you because we're gonna need behind.
I know that person there.
Easy person.
Easy person. You know, if you get my people that we can talk behind the scenes sometimes. So I can ask him, man, I say my beginning acting like Gizzy. Some other people, they both might be talking about me holding my beginning like Gizzy person over there.
I think we can start the show now. Cindy, you want to do your opening?
Well, Nelson, I want to encourage folks in the comment section. I see that you shared the link in the comment section to this Friday. So we encourage folks to join us. Let's have the discussion tonight on our country, Liberia. And I look forward to a great show. But I have a public service announcement. A lot of Liberian students are in Rwanda. A lot of Liberians are sending their children to Rwanda. I also have family that are in Rwanda going to school. Rwanda has changed the entrance requirement now for their students. Today, several Liberians got on the plane, reached to Rwanda, Kigali, and they were put right back on the plane to go back to Liberia.
Why?
Before then, the country used to just accept a mission letter from the school, and you will enter the country and they issue you a student visa with your admission letter. Now the country is asking for more. You must have actually paid for at least a year worth of school fees to the school. You must pay for a place where you will stay, or you must provide proof of a place that you're going to stay. And now you must also provide bank accounts statements to show that you, either from your sponsor or from yourself, that you can sustain yourself in the country. I think the country is being overwhelmed with the number of students going there. So they are making several changes now. Several Liberian students are on their way back to Liberia today. I got called this morning to intervene. We called several people in the country to help, but the immigration over there is different from what we have in our country. The people, when they say no is no, they put those people right back on the plane. And as I speak, the folks are in Kenya as of right now, and by tomorrow they should be right back in Liberia. They can still go back. They can still go back to Rwanda once all of those things are settled and they can provide proof. But I share this with everyone watching. If you have family, if you know anyone that's sending students out there, make sure that they have far more than just the admission letter now, moving forward.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That's a great one. It was good that you share that information with us, and I believe it's gonna be of real importance to a lot of people listening to the program or watching tonight. But Moba, you want to do your opening?
Yeah, thank you, and thank you to our many listeners. My brother, Sandy, how you doing, brother? How was the week and stuff? Look, what on my mind? You know, next thing I listen to a lot of people don't understand how investigation work. You know, some of us we still learning, we still in school learning about investigation. But to my belief, what on my mind, I'm just disturbed that a lot of people, you know, need to understand or different from discovering a cause of an incident and looking for a perpetrator in a crime. What I mean, you know, when those fire service guys who went over were in Liberia and did some assessment and other stuff to discover, they never went there to point fingers at people. They never went there to indict people. One thing they went there for, the cause of the fire. That was their plan. That was what they went there for. What was the cause of the fire? And I see people on social media discrediting those guys who took upon their time to learn to learn to the extent that when you can even compare no investigator when it comes to fire service or discovery of any evidence in Liberia compared to them. And you see people talking how the people went there to indict people. No, they just went there to tell you what was the cause of the fire. That's their plan. That's the reason why they went there. What was the cause? And they tell you they think it was not, the fire that occurred to the Capitol building. It was done because of electronic or probably current or any shock from any wire or whatsoever or switch. It was something that deliberately happened. Somebody did it. They never said ABC do it.
Thank
But
you.
again, let me just conclude again at Liberia. People got to understand the difference in those issues, more especially when it comes to discussing about investigation and other stuff. Nobody point fingers. The people never point fingers, but their duty was to discover what the cause. What was the cause? The cause. That was cause. What was the cause of the fire? Thank you, Nelson.
Well, thanks a lot, Moba, for your input tonight. We appreciate you. Well, there's a whole lot happening. I'd like us to go straight into the conversation. Let me again post a link in the comment section. We're gonna take maybe like 3 persons. We're gonna get slot on here for 3 persons from the comment section that can join the conversation tonight. So you just click on the link, put your information, and you can join in tonight. But I want us to start the conversation with this certification today by the National Elections Commission of a new political party. What does this say about the democracy of our country? Is this an indication that the democracy is maturing, that the democracy is growing? Does the country Liberia, do we need more political parties at this point? What are the major areas that should be of great concentration for our country at this time? Now, what have the country benefited from multiple political parties over the years? Is it fair to say that with the numbers, with the indications that the numbers are going to increase by 2029 in terms of the number of political parties, is it fair to say that the establishment of more political parties is important because the competition is going to be tense? Are there prospects that these political parties are going to really champion the cause of the people? What are the motives behind the establishment of these political parties? Is it in the interest of the people, or is it in the interest of a certain group of people? Now, I want us to start a conversation around here, and let's start with you, Cindy. What's your take on this? Today, the National Elections Commission certificated the CMC, a new political party, the newest on the block.
Well, Nelson, let me first congratulate Representative Musa Hassan Belete and members of the CMC for getting the certificate required to fully function as a political party. Nelson, let us not underscore the importance of multi-political democracy in our country. This is one of the good things that the 1980 coup led by the late President Samuel Kanyando brought to Liberia. From 1847 up to 1980, Liberia was effectively a one-party state. It was mostly dominated by the True Wayne Party and controlled by just few individuals. But with the coming of Samuel Kanyando and the rest, we started to see multi-political party, allowing Liberians to express their wills politically to contest in our elections and not to prevent certain people from participating. So let us celebrate our history. However, Nelson, to your question, is it necessary that we have over 25, 30 political parties in a tiny country like Liberia? No, not really. I think it's just make the democratic system very complicated. Right? I agree. People have different political views or political interests. And I accept that multi-political party ensure different viewpoints. And ensure that those different viewpoints are represented, right? But do we need the number of political parties we have? I don't think that number of political parties makes any governance or any democratic system effective. We require balance in our democracy. But if we have too many parties and then we lack clear policy platforms, that's what we usually see with our political parties. Several of them, but they do not have clear policy platforms, right? Once we have too many political parties with no clear platforms, Nelson, what you create is a pragmatic political landscape, right? Where coalition building becomes very difficult. Most often, you see people now start to seek for their belly. So they form groups, they call them political party, come in with the intent, quote unquote, to run for the highest seat. But deep down, they know they are going nowhere and they want to settle for ministerial position, ambassador positions, and all of that. So too many political parties create more complexity. But we cannot underscore the fact that our democracy says that we can have multi-political parties.
You know, Cindy, I want us to look at this thing holistically, and I appreciate the fact that you went back a little, to give a whole background of this multi-party democracy. How it sort of gave a voice to every Liberian, a space where everyone can be able to exercise their constitutional right to have multiple views, to make decisions, to establish the political parties and all of that. But then from the 1980s coming up until where we are now, how this whole thing has turned out to get the political corridor very crowded with respect to even voter making decisions, how it sort of confuses the voting population and all of that. But Cindy, let's look at the motive. I want us to take a few seconds around the motives. Are those political parties being funded based on the whole objective of improving the lives of the ordinary people? Or are they funding the political parties because of personal interest?
Well, Nelson, we can only look at the past. We can try to use experience-based analysis to look into the last few elections we have. And what we notice, Nelson, is that the smallest political party, the candidates of those smaller political parties, often are rewarded political seat, appointed seat. We saw in the case of Appeton, we saw in the case of Madam, what was her name? Mandela Cooper, and the rest of them. They pretend to come as political leaders of political parties, candidates, presidential candidates. They go nowhere. They join the bigger political party, often now between the CDC and the UP, and then they are rewarded advisory positions, ambassador positions, ministerial positions. I am not going to come here and underscore their intent to serve the people. But again, when you look at their platforms, do they really have platforms, or are they mostly fragmented? I think they are fragmented. Most of them, I don't think they have serious platforms. Nelson, honestly speaking, we have two political parties in Liberia. We have the CDC, we have the UP. That's it. So,
no, you can be saying that. Now, okay, so we go back a little to 2005.
Mm-hmm.
In 2005, we had several political parties, and maybe I don't know if we have the luxury of time. If we have the luxury of time to go through all the political parties here, but take for example, we had parties like the Unity Party, CDC, the Liberty Party, the National Democratic Party of Liberia, Winston Tubman, the Coalition for the Transformation of Liberia, it was Vani Sherman. You had Roland Massaquoi, the National Patriotic Party. You had Liberia Equal Rights Party, Joseph Koto. You had All Liberian Coalition Party, Alaji G.V. Krumah. You had the Alliance for Peace and Democracy, Tukbana Tipote. His party was there. Reformed United Liberia Party, William V.S. Tubman Jr. John Molu had his United Democratic Alliance. Nathaniel Barnes, the Liberia Destiny Party. Freedom Alliance Party of Liberia, Margaret Thompson. You had the Labour Party of Liberia, Sekou Kane. You had the Free Democratic Party, David Fahad. You had the New Deal Movement, George Clay Kier. You had Ahmad Jala with the Liberia, that's the National Party of Liberia. The Union of Liberia Democrats, Robert Koto. The National Vision Party of Liberia, George Kennedy. You know, all these political parties, the Destiny Party, the Liberia different party, all these political parties. But come to think about the percentage, the number of votes that some of those parties got. You take, for example, Alfred Reeves of the National Reformation Party got 0.3% of the total votes in the election in 2005. Okay, of the about 20 political parties I just named, you have close to 10 political parties that did not get up to 1% of the vote. About 10 political parties did not get up to 1%. You know, when we talk about percent, it means that 100. Or that 100, you don't even get one out of the 100. But all these people were political parties. And what became of the people after the election? Maybe that's what we're going to go into another time. Fanny Sherman, Tukbana Tipote, Winston Tubman. What became of all of those people after the election? So what we saw in 2005, as we progress with this conversation, I will pull up the listing for 2011. I'll pull up the listing for 2017 and 2023. Do we need more political parties in this country? Cindy, I just want you to end up, and then we can bring more back in.
So Nelson, if our people were development oriented, sorry. If our people were serious about building the country, Nelson, you will see that from 2005, they will start to merge. They will start to form strong bonds, strong coalitions, and stick with those coalitions. And the numbers of political parties will start to reduce. But even now, we're doing the opposite. It's increasing. 2005 was like an open gate to Liberia. We have just come out of the war. Everybody think they have a chance to win. So several people rushed into the election. But right after that 2005 election, it would have been a great things for those political leaders to start to form merger and stick with those merger. So that by now, we probably will have just had or have maybe 4 major political parties, strong political parties in the country. But because of these small groupings, some of them that can only get 50 votes, a whole presidential candidate go to election, spend millions of dollars, then you get 100 votes in the country. They'll say the spoon network will vote for you, right? Then you get 0.000%. Are you a serious political party? So then they start to what? Break away. So I think we need to merge. Those political leaders need to merge. Come up with one ideas. Have a single objective, which is to reform Liberia, to make Liberia better. If that is the motive, they will start to come together. Nelson, I will repeat. In my opinion, based on my analysis, Liberia only have 2 political parties. The rest of them, they are noise maker. We have the UP, we have the CDC. The rest of them, they are noise maker.
Let me hold you there. Josh, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight. Moba, you want to come in, your take, the certification of a new political party in Liberia. And maybe we need to go back to 2011. Just before you come in, Moba, 2011, Sandy, we had 19 political parties that participated in the election. Again, 10 of those political parties did not get up to 1%. The Grassroots Democratic Party of Liberia, GDM, is it not the Edo Apiton Party? So GDM, along with other parties, along with so it was the GDM. That's 6 political parties got at least 1%. The rest of the other political parties did not get up to 1%. But what exactly did we see? Similar to the 2005 situation, when most of those political parties lost, the next thing they did was that they formed a merger during the second round. But go ahead, your take on this issue, Moba.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. Look, let me say this, right? I think Liberia trying to copy the United States, right? Because if we see all the political parties coming in, when you go in the interior, like outside Monrovia, like outside the capital city, and when you ask people about political party, they only know 2, the party and CDC. So, when we hear people talking about bringing their party, like what you just did, right? You name a lot of parties that were in the race 2005 up to 2011. We got more than 22, and they all went. We see some people get 0.5%, 0.1%. The reason is just simple, Nelson. Look, I can move on in Liberia. I can move on in the United States today and go Liberia and go open my political party. Right? I go open my own whatsoever I want to open. But how would the people identify me as a politician? People will kind of say things. I agree, like my brother said, everybody got it right. Same during the 1980 something, when our 2-week party was the two-week party was over, meaning the 2 parties, 2-week and the other party, the anti-something party, when it was finished, the people come up with their own their own system, that they want multi-party, they want many parties. A lot of people fought for it. Today, we see more than 200 parties in the country. Yes, Budgetary make a party. He came out, he went to election commission, they grant him a certificate. But my question here today, if today was election, for the president race. Will Budgetary get 1%? No. I will tell you, say 100% no. Even LP, Liberty Party will come. What a God I wanted, what a God I can't tear in the election. Appleton will come even more than Budgetary. But according to him, since it's a new party, he trying to put in a lot of ideas, a lot of things together to draw the common people, man. Lord Nelson, we got too many parties in our country. What are they doing to help Liberians from poverty? What are they doing to improve the life of Liberians? Academically, or opening hospital, and giving people scholarship, taking people abroad. What are they doing? It should be our question. You shouldn't just come to us and say, today I open a party, MCCC, CMC, all the one. What are you doing to get the mind of Liberians? Look, Nelson, anybody can go and make party. Anybody can go and open a party. But what will that party do during election? How many percentage will that party produce? And how many people will that party empower before election? That's what we look at. You see CDC, what CDC launch, CDC, we know that George Weah will all, as much we know he failed massively, but you will get vocational school by then. You will get other places, other entity, and you make it well known.
Moba, are you now asking what the political parties, what do they have? What sort of contribution do they make to the country before coming up to establish political parties? Is that where you're going with your analysis?
Nelson, that should be some of the factors. That should be some of the factors. I would say this for 100. I would say 100%. You know, CDC now let come from the moon because we say Joey are from it, but Joey did something. Joey did something. Joey we're going to say. Bronsky,
I've done something too. Someone may say honorability, I've done something too.
That's what I'm saying. He did something when you're listening. He did something when he was with ANC/LP. He now did something now. That's the reason why he won. That's the reason why he won a representative in your country. Because he did something when he was ANC/LP. So let's move that. But if you trying to make a new political party where you are sitting as a president to be a president in your nation, Nelson, you gotta come up. You gotta come up more than. You gotta come up very high. You gotta do things that are different from other people. That other people will admire. They say, "But look at what the man is doing. Look at what the individual is doing. If he become president tomorrow, he will do more than what he's doing right now." So we don't want to put broker. We don't want to put somebody who don't get nothing to be president. End of the day, they go corrupt, they go steal from the Liberian people. We want somebody who already get that when they go, they will be able to help the masses. They'll be able to bring teachers. They'll be able to work on healthcare, on education, on development, road infrastructure, and other stuff. That they will say, you know what, let me put myself last and put the Liberian people first. But you put broker there, my brother, another 1, 2, 3 million will get missing every week. You know what I mean? Every month.
But just to end with you, then we'll bring Josh in. What do you think is the motive behind the establishment of these political parties? What are
they all want to accede to the presidency, Nelson. That's the motive.
They want to accede to the presidency?
That's it.
You think so?
That's 100%.
Don't you think it's primarily about improving the lives of the Liberian people?
Nelson, I would never agree except I see something doing. They say, oh wow. A slow nickel is better than a fast down, right? So when the money is slow, it coming, people looking at people, seeing what you're doing.
No, Mama, don't confuse us. You just made my whole brain shaking now.
Yeah, how can a slow
nickel be better than the fast down?
No, the fast nickel better than the slow down, rather.
Yeah, so
the money will come fast, yeah. The money will come fast. The money will come fast, but it will be what? It will be 100% sure. Then the down, like you even know it will come. You're not even thinking that it will come, but that's the thing that will come. But nickel is still.
Do you have a cup or a mug?
No, man. No, like junior are drinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, Cindy, I saw you wanted to take a few seconds quickly, then we'll bring Josh in.
I mean, we are advocating for a transformed Liberia. And if we are advocating for a transformed Liberia, we cannot sit on this platform and say only people who have dug well, who have built house, who have business, who have done.
No, it's not what I'm saying. No,
You
that's
got
not allowed for the men to lie on my name.
No.
People who build houses, I say people who get car. Listen to me well,
only people who have the vocational school, people. That's the mindset that most of our voters have now. That is not helping us. We need people that have the ideas, that have the good platforms.
That's what I'm finna give me 1 minute, I beg you.
We need to bring Josh in. So Cindy, just conclude. Let's bring Josh in. We'll give him about a few seconds to respond.
Yeah, that's what I say, that we need people who have the ideas, who have the experience, who know how to manage and transform a nation, improve the economy. That's what we need. We need people who can protect the security of our country. That's what we need. We don't necessarily need you to have vocational school or have some sort of personal properties across the country before you can come and serve your people. That's why folks like Mr. Kumi has been denied to serve his country, even though some of us believe that he had the platform to transform the country, but because he's not as popular as other people, because he don't have a mansion or mansions all around Liberia, that's why the Liberian people are not accepting him. And I think we have the responsibility to come on these platforms to educate our people to make the right choices instead of following people who already have properties just in the name of you've been here for a long time, we know you.
Can I respond to him?
You were coming, but let's get George to come. Please.
Well, thank you, Nelson, and thank you to my fellow panelists and those in the comment section. And look, we still want you guys to come on. You can't just be keyboard heroes. We want you to come on show and make a contribution. Not be in the comment section that you're causing people and can't count on to tossing it. So look,
my brother John,
so look, I know I'm ready for them. So Nelson, the thing is simple. I see the proliferation of political parties in the country as a good sign. Not necessarily anything that will benefit us as a country, but as a good sign of liberty, a good sign of equity. That means regardless of who you are, once you have the number of signatories that qualifies you from all of the requirement of the National Election Commission, you can open a party. That is a good sign of liberation, of equity. And like I said, I'm not going to repeat myself. Yeah. However, judging from our population of just 5 million people, Nelson, the necessity does not exist for us to have all these parties. Just 5 million people. They get more than 20 parties. You divide 20 by 5 million people. Nelson, you'll be having, maybe 2-point-something million people per party. You know what I mean? Not 2-point-something million, sorry, 1.2 or 1.3, Nelson. I'm not doing the calculation, but it'll be around there.
Don't do provoking math.
I am classmate math. I will not call him in. I am classmate math. He's doing.
guys, y'all leave provoking we come for me, I beg you. Nelson, that's what I think. I think it's very unnecessary. But that's the thing, and that's why we need laws. We need laws in our country, Nelson. Democracy calls for, unlimited party, right? Democracy says you are free to open as many as possible. But now with democracy, you have to use your common sense. That's the common sense factor now. That's why we have the legislature, right? That will put in place and say, okay, per our, population now, maybe let's limit our political party to at least maybe 5. Right? That is something I need to do. Just like we could say somebody who is over 80 years old cannot be our president, because you see what our president is going through now. We could make those laws, but people are not making these laws. Someone who's supposed to be taking care of their grandchildren at home telling them stories, that person is sitting down in executive mansion doing nothing. And we are here, we're talking about political parties being proliferated or being increased. Nelson, I think our lawmakers should make laws that will govern this country in a way that is efficient, That's one of the things. Efficiency is very important when it comes to leadership. Now, see, and I'm so late because I just came from somewhere. I was running, listening to the show in the car because I wanted to open the show with a really a really strong statement I've never used before. But I know you're going to call me on that because I'm not saying something that you like to hear. But that's the thing, Nelson. Let me close with this.
Maybe I've not always liked everything you
yeah, Nelson, I know you're very pragmatic in that. But let me just finish by saying this, Nelson. We need laws on the books because once it's part of our constitution, or we can amend our constitution, or even face a law or electoral law to say, look, based on the population, we need X amount of political parties, and that is agreed upon by the legislature.
If you did that, don't you think you're going to be depriving other people?
Now, saying I don't think so, because you can go independent if you think you have the strength. Go independent. That's not a political party. Because from here, I can jump from here. Once I spend 1 year in Liberia, I can become political. I can register myself to run for the presidency. I'm over 35. You know what I mean, Nelson? So the thing is, you will not be depriving anyone because nobody can come and say, "I won't be president." I can't run. No, run as independent. Try to see what you get launch also on. We'll see. So it's not going to quarter anybody opportunity. And I hear that argument all the time. People say, "Oh, you'll be infringing on people." Right on what? Right, or joining another political party? There are 5 already. Join one of them. If you don't want to join one of them, if your idea is so extra, like our brother in our group chat there, who say he's extra, so he don't want to join any political party, he want to be alone, then go and run as independent and convince the Liberian people that you are the one and you the one to vote for, and they will vote for you and you become president. So no one is depriving you. But the thing is that we are not making these laws, Nelson. All we do is sit around and eat money and eat money and eat money, and we get Joe Baka sitting down over there doing nothing. And that's the thing, Nelson. It's ridiculous for our country, but it is what we have now. For another 4 years, we're going to put up with this president who is doing nothing.
You know, thanks a lot for your input, Josh. And I want us to transition now. But Moba, you want to come in quickly?
Yeah. You know, my brother Cindy make a statement that I never said that you should do this, you should do that before you open a political party or probably you become president. Look, you will come, you say what you want to say, right? You will tell Liberian people, say, I come, I don't have money, but I will change your life, I will do that. They will never listen to you. Look, Cindy, the system we form ourselves in Liberia is based on what you get, what you can preach, and what the people will be convinced to vote you in power. I agree. Alexander Kumi get all, like, everything. He got the money, he got whatsoever. But how many lives that Alexander Kumi impact before becoming a president, or before running for a president, rather, before trying to open a political party? How many lives? How many companies can get in Liberia? How many? Look, when we want to make a change, look, we should have the criteria should be people should have something that maybe over 25% of Liberians.
No, but currently you should have a property value. You should have a property value of not less than 20,000.
Yeah, but a lot of times Mr. Kumi know how house in Liberia. He just started being over after the election. So I don't know what my brother will come and make that type of comparison. I mean, that type of comparison. He know our house.
Are you saying that we should go to the point now of making a law that will set the prerequisite or the requirement for one to become president or a presidential candidate to have maybe companies in the country? You should have schools. You should have huge investment, because already we have
you know how many people, you know how many people
at 20,000. Yeah, you should have a property value of at least 20,000 in the country.
We agree. You know how many poor people they made president today? They go there to see the entire. No, let me tell you. I will say this.
How many poor people? No.
CDC, no. I'm coming. Let me say my umba. CDC. All the boys that were beyond CDC, the Kalasco, the deputy agriculture minister
was never president.
I'm saying a president. Listen to my English. I said who was behind it. Listen to my English. I say who was behind the president. Even the president himself without having money. But when it exceeds to power, what happens? Things change. They start stealing the wealth from the. They went there for that. They went there. They never went there for themselves. I mean, they never went there for the Liberian people. They went there for themselves. I will lay a lot of premise say that you will say that yourself. You will say yes. We need people who already have. Then when they go there, they will not even think of taking any penny for the Liberian people beside their pay.
So if the argument is that we should get people qualify for the presidency. Moba, I'm coming, Moba. Let me lay my thought on this one. And I want to ask you a question. If the qualification,
I got a point, please, to make.
Yeah, if the qualification should be that you should have companies, you should have some investments in the country, and you should have, because let me use your direct words, someone who already have. Is it fair to say that Honorability has money already? I mean, he's a millionaire as per the asset he just declared. Is it fair to say that I mean, he's best suited, he's in the best position, and this is a win for Liberia, and these are the kind of people we need to be forming political party. He has impacted lives, he has money,
how many
asset declared?
How many lives that help? How many people he transform? How many companies? How many percentage of Liberians working in those companies? Look, next thing we can just come here and say what we want to say. End of the day, we put people there to malat and to corrupt our people. No, we put people there to transform. Next thing we put Joey out there. Joey was broke. He went there. He stole for the Liberian people. So thereby say baga. We put baga there. The people that here running someone else, not having nothing. They're still here. So the only thing we need people who already have, that when they go there, they will try to help. That's it. They will try to change the life of Liberia. They will not go and steal. They will not invest with Liberian people money to say we want to do this, we want to do that. They will focus on what the Liberian people want. It's not what they want. It's not what they want to transform their generation. Because the moment you become president, your family behind you, everybody like multi-millionaire. You establish.
Let me hold you there. Let me hold you there. Thank you, Moba. Thanks a lot. Cindy, you wanted to make a quick point?
Yes, please. I don't want to do the back and forth with Moba. But Moba, you are being logically inconsistent. Seriously. You came here, the only reason you put your hand up was to debunk what I said. You said my point was not correct. You did not say it. I'm misquoting you. But then you came back and said the same thing. That don't put poor people there. Put somebody there who have changed people's life in simple like bro English. You asking us, how many lives are coming impacted? How many lives are ability impacted? I came and said the same thing you said, you didn't say it. Then you came back and said it. You having internal conflict with yourself. My brother, if the how many lives the person impacted, the person that have the most money, the President Boaga will not be president. The President Boaga should not be president. He was poor. He was broke.
I agree with you. I agree. What you just said, I agree with you.
But you Moba came here a campaign. In fact, after the election, you started complaining that you use your own money and they are now employing some of your friends anyway, make it all. But you came here a campaign. You came here a campaign. After the election, now you were here and they were complaining, you use their own money. They should give some more people in jobs.
Thank you.
My point is, I am disagreeing with you. I am saying we don't need millionaires to transform the country.
Thank you.
We need Liberians with the brightest mind, the experiences, and the intent, the willpower to move our country in the right place.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you. Josh, just a few seconds quickly, Josh. Then we...
And not everybody that impact life can go loud. Mr. Communist, some of them don't go loud. Thank you. Josh, go ahead. Sorry.
Look, yeah, so gentlemen, look, and I just want to butcher Sandy because my point was in contrast to Moba's assertion that we need. I think let's just say the presidency to the highest bidder. If that's what's the case, you get Monica and buy the presidency, we'll give it to you. You go sit down and then you leave. I don't think that's the case. Today I listened to Spoon and I hear Honorable Musa Belete talking about what Dr. Richardson is doing in Liberia. She's never spoken about that on her show. I was shocked that she's doing a lot of development in that place. And people are quiet. Some people develop quietly. They do things quietly. And just to buttress that, Nelson, the point is that I think poor people can be president. The system in place that safeguards people from doing the wrong thing is what we should emphasize on. The check and balances. We that work in engineering, if the project is mine and the people bid for the work, I want to do the technical evaluation, and every other thing I pass it on to somebody else, right? Because you cannot be the one who will be the referee and the landsman, everything. That means check and balances there, so that one person cannot hear all those things. That we should be putting check and balances in place, not to talk about who reached the counter power and who pulled not counter power. If you even pull, say, if you go in power when you know, say, if I steal money yet, it will jail me tomorrow. You will not steal that money. Deterrence should be put in place. That's what we should be talking about, to enforce the laws. But the people who pull in power all the time, we put in there, and then they do whatever they want to do. So Nelson, I think this argument is belated. President Bwaka is already there. He's the poorest president I've seen in my time, because the man used to be taking loan for IB. Now, when he came to power, he took the IB bank manager to be central bank manager. You show, you know what? You know the connection right there, right? The IB bank used to take the money from. So when he came to power, he took the bank manager from IB and brought him to central bank. And you know that people will be taking loan now because they are friends. So now saying these things are made in a way that people will always backpass. But once we get things in place, check and balance it in place, and make sure that you cannot do wrong, that's what will help our nation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Josh. I want us to quickly transition, and we're going to take just 1 minute each on this next talking point. Then we'll go to the phone lines. A lot of the folks want to call in tonight to share their thoughts on this particular issue. But this is the former chairman of the CDC. Your political party, Josh. Your former chairman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some time ago, he resigned from the party, CDC.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote a very long resignation letter, Chairman Molu. He was retiring, and he was more like a race car park. He couldn't be doing everything. But before then, there was the whole liquor talk kind of saga that played out and all of those things, But the chairman is back. The chairman, with his civil rights movement now called STAND, he's coming back to critique, to evaluate, to shine light on some of the activities of this government. And some of what he's saying now is that the country under this administration is facing rising economic crisis. Things are tough. Now, so as head of this pressure group called STAND, one of the things that has captured his attention and the attention of his pressure group or his civil rights movement is that too many people are suffering in the country. Rising economic crisis. He says the rule of law is weakening, and that the government is failing. There is mounting governance failure across the country. And they will be engaging these issues. He thinks the country is at a crossroad, and that they are going to be rallying the people to stand up against these issues. But just few questions, and then we're going to take just a minute or so across the table on this one. Has there ever been a time in the country where everything has been rosy? Everybody eating 3 times a day? Is there any reason for Liberians to buy what the former chairman is saying at this point? He's saying that the economic issue in the country is getting worse. the rule of law, meaning no one is respecting the law anymore. That the rule of law is breaking apart. And that the government in 1 year, or governance in 1 year under this administration, has failed miserably. Is there any reason why we should disassociate the politics with what he's saying now? I mean, I want us to have some conversation around this. Let's start with Cindy, and then we're going to take Moba. We'll take Josh after Cindy, and Moba will be next. You are muted, Cindy.
I was just saying, Nelson, you are in Liberia. You know, this is something that you probably feel more than I do, but you know, we all have family back home, right? And I don't think Moba Molu is far from the truth. I think he's, you know, speaking the truth. This is, to me, it's not political at all. This is a reality in the country. Our country continues to face significant economic challenges. You know, we see that not everything is in place. Not everybody is, you know, having the necessary financial resources they need to live the kind of life that they desire to live. It's impossible that everybody will reach there, but however, if we look in the country, a lot of people are out of jobs. A lot of people are basically just dependent on, you know, handouts. So the economic situation in the country is challenging. That is the truth. Is extremely challenging. The issue of rule of law and other things that the former chairman is pointing out, I think the government is also challenged. I mean, in some of those areas, and I strongly believe that the government need to do more to address the issue of rule of law, the issue of corruption. That's one of the things that is eating Liberia, that some of us have complained about, that this administration is not doing much to address the issue of corruption. So I don't think, all in all, that Moba Molu is far from telling the truth. I think he is on the dock. I think he's addressing the issues that our country is faced with. I think the government need to prioritize private sector jobs. I think the government need to be more innovative to minimize wasteful spending in government. And put some of that money back into the economy, and put some of that money back into you know, private sector jobs. Our government need to improve tourism, right? Improve tourism in the country, so that money can start to flow in Liberia. So I think Moba Molu is on the dock. I will continue to encourage folks like him and other, you know, organizations that are speaking for the Liberian people to continue pointing out those issues. And hopefully that our leaders in government will wake up to serve the people rightfully. Thank you.
All right. So look, I think Nelson is doing something that look now. Yes, my point.
Sorry. I'm speaking. Sorry, I was muted. Josh, you can go ahead.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Look, I think the leader of STAN is
that's
right.
Josh?
That's
Yeah,
me,
Josh,
man.
after Josh, then we're gonna come to you.
Yeah. So the leader of STAN, Mr. Molu, is on the dot with this one. I want to concur with my friend here, Sandy. I think he did not say suffering in the country. He said it's increasing. So we know that in every country, even in America, people are suffering. People living on the streets. Some people don't have house to live in. But he said for Liberia, the suffering rate has increased over the short time. So there's no argument about saying, oh, it was there any time there was no suffering in Liberia. Suffering always been in Liberia, but it's increasing. And guess what? This government came to power to decrease it. And if it's increasing, then it becomes a problem, Nelson. So I think President Boakai, all the promises he made, it is about time now he delivered them the job he said was going to be coming. The jobs should be coming now. The things he said President Weah was not doing, let him do them now. But Nelson, we are not seeing anything that this president is doing. The only thing he's doing is to write, to sign on piece of paper on executive orders. Nelson, the president who called himself brother and friend of everybody, anybody that is brother and friend, but a brother and friend now coming to help him to do anything in the country. Yeah. He spoke to Elon Musk. He said, "I brother and friend." He spoke to and the president of Ghana. He said, "I brother and friend." The president, I brother and friend of everybody, but not me getting for inside. Everybody that I brother and friend. So Nelson, it is about time that we speak truth to power. The people in the country are suffering, and that is not right. If you came to liberate someone, to rescue someone, the person cannot be suffering after you have rescued them. I think rescue is not an end result. It's a process of taking them out of poverty and making their life better. That's what rescue is about.
Thank you.
And this government is not doing it, Nelson. It is heartbreaking to see our people crying on the phone here and there. I hear them on the radio talking about things, how the children are going to school. One guy said he was going to bring jobs. No job. 1 year later, no job, Nelson. This is not what the Liberian people voted for. Okay, Nelson, I know you will hold me there. When I sent Sonny was talking, you forgot about Sonny. Sonny thought he got tired. But me, let me hold you there. Let me hold you there. I know can't was that can't hold me, please. Yeah, can't hold me here. Yeah, my man. Let me hold you there. Let me hold you there. You know it's not play for me. But
so yeah, so let's get Boba to take us to the phone lines.
Thank you. Thank you. Look, when we're talking about mobile model, how much we agree, man, what's going on in the country, we all will not come here and say everything is bread and butter in Liberia. No, we will not say that. And things is difficult. We understand what our Liberian people are going through. We need jobs. We need better life for our people. That's what we advocate for. But people that mobile model is not the people to talk. He's not got our credibility. You know, when a crime happens and when you're looking for witness, and when a lawyer look at you and tell you, say you're not credible to stand as you're not even credible to stand as a witness. Now people that mobile model. So I don't know why.
When you say incredible, talk.
My man, let me tell my own. You just the man who said a lot of things about Joshua and came back and said it was a legal talk. I don't take people's statement that I do. I don't take people like that statement to be serious. I see it like political statement. And end of the day, you'll come back and say I was drunk. So why we have say things as a man when you talk, that people respect you who you are or what you say. But it's not what people say, oh, what you say at the end of the day, your own statement you make, and then you go, you deny it, and you say, no, that's why I say I was drunk, that liquor talk. So people like that, I don't take it serious, Nelson.
Moba, are you dismissing Moba Molu now only because of the whole legal talk scenario that play out? Is it fair to go into the reality of what he's saying? Is he making a comment here that reflects what the average Liberian is going through or what the situation is with Liberians? Do we have reason? Do we have any reason to disassociate?
Nelson, let me tell you this. You know, when a crime happens, right? Are they trying to give you an example? Mm-hmm. And when you have a witness who history, right? That past performance is based on fraud and lie and deception. When they call you on the witness stand, your statement can no longer hold water. Anything you say, anything you even when I tell you saying, people will say, but they will make reference on your past. They will say, but what the man saying, listen to what he said 2 or 3 years ago. And when we find out what he said, he was lying, he was this, he was that. And the judge will never take that person or whosoever that person may be seriously in any court of jurisdictions or anybody. So for people that mobile model, I would say this clearly. I would never ever sit there and tell you, say, what he said, I would 100% believe it, or what he said, it was not a legal talk. Because number one, for the first time he said the truth, and people and everybody see what was going on. The same thing he said was a legal talk. So what we're seeing today, we agree what's going on. But how are we sure that what he said is not a legal talk? So we got to make reference in the past so that our future can no longer hold on. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's go to the phone lines and take some calls. 0555-101075 is the number to call, and you be live. You're listening to the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. We are here live. Let's see if we can put the WhatsApp number up as well, and take your calls tonight. Let's take our first caller. Hello.
Good morning, Ernestine.
Morning. Let's hear you. You're live.
Okay, this is Jim Saki and former electoral district number 13.
Yeah. What's your take on the conversation tonight, James?
I think one of the statements from one of the issues that really I want to share on point or is statement from Mola Molu. There's a chairman that said a lot of things in the administration. Why show me that Mola Molu show me one of the NGOs that they brought in the administration there that after Joseph Boga took over, the company left from here, they went. The administration sat down for 6 months. I was 6 years. They know in power, no people, nobody. They said that a lot of increase or poverty increase in La Brua. Just 1.5 years old government. Then you talking about hardship. Who they increase the hardship in La Brua? It was Moba Molu the administration. Moba Molu said was frustrated. Moba Molu said a lot of things in administration. In honor my administration. Administration never made any progress about people.
Thank
then
you.
He coming by the country about poverty. Sir.
All right. So what do you make of the? Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So let's take another person. Hello, your name and where you call from?
Hello, bro.
Yeah, we okay. Let's hear you quickly.
My brother, when I talk, they don't know what I'm like, brother. Let the car go Roberts Ford, Nana, Medina Road. Tell the car to VA. Tell the car Island Kidding. The road taking out to come to Nukuta. You know how to read Douala.
What happened there?
Yeah. They're building roads. Yeah. Roberts Ford Road, Nana. Now, they started from Roberts Ford coming to Medina. Okay, kind of VA Johnson. Why open? They start putting concrete. They building road for Island Kidding. Okay. You bend and come to Nukuta, they put a bridge over here. You have to, no need to Douala now. You get bought to 0.4. But no, don't go now over on the country. Look at Belefana. People walking. Look at the bridge. The building the building bridge between Sipo River from Bonkades to Boporu.
Okay.
Yeah. Instead, they say the people not doing nothing. Look at Vital Road. Look at the building road from Mabake so to Joseph V. But they say that over there, the jet or that you don't know about.
Thank you very much for your input. Yeah, let's show you there. You want to hear bread and butter? Bread and butter cool too now. So, but
yeah, no man. But that I said butter. People are walking, my brother. People are walking.
Hello, your name and where you calling from? From the WhatsApp line.
Yes, hello, Nelson. This is Charles Gonga. Let me say,
Charles, you call out tonight, so you get 45 seconds.
All right, I mean, me working my time, but thank you again. Let me say hi to my colleagues on set tonight. But I want to speak to the issue of the former chairman. And again, it is upon all Liberians at this point to see what is going on in our country, and if you can take the necessary step to bring change, is your right. And so I don't think his talk is political. I think his talk is reality. Those are things that is happening on the ground. And so no one should take it to be a political talk. The next thing, let me also talk about the issue about new political party. I am a brother Moba talking a lot of things about people wanting to get into politics or creating a political party should have mark in the life of people, should bring investments, should get companies and all of these things. And it beat my imagination to hear, Moruba saying this kind of thing, because Moruba, one person on the same platform, he cannot list anything that President Joseph Boakai did for people in our country, the company that President Joseph Boakai brought to this country. He cannot list anything. He was on this platform and running campaign, encouraging people, supporting people to vote for him. Today we're talking about CMC, and he's talking about the Musa Berede don't have the moral standing to create a political party. Is quite unfortunate.
So, Charles, are you one of the CMC members? Are you one of those contemplating to leave Mr. Kumis and go over to CMC? Because Cindy has already made that decision, but I want to know from you.
At this point, it wouldn't be a bad thing whether I support CMC or support ANC. The matter of fact that Liberia will need a change.
Thank you.
We don't need Unity Party, we don't need CDC. And so, to my brother, Jarawood, I want to say, this party is not about noise maker. We don't have only two political parties in our country. No, we have other political institutions in our country.
Thank you.
I think they deserve
Thank you very much.
As compared to Unity Party and CDC.
Thank you. But let's take just two more calls and then we wrap up. 0555101075. Hello, let's hear you.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, we listen to the conversation. Karimuke Kamal calling from Bushel Island.
Yeah, go ahead, Karimu.
Yeah, let's be somehow realistic. Liberia from 1847 up to now, we have not produced any good leader. According to our own way of thinking. But at times, we have to give government chances to operate.
Okay.
You people in studio, the over media, somehow you're not helping the country. This government, the way you want to classify this government, not give it that. Mobile Moru should sit down and give chance to this government.
Okay.
We now allow people to just come and say something. There is somehow some level of satisfaction in this government. The way you people are discussing the government, we're not looking at it that way. Let's be very frank, we're not working with government for me, I'm not working with government. I've never been in government before.
Okay.
But as we are observing things, we're looking at things. Let's be very careful. People will not be laughing at us in the country. Every government that take over is not good. Every government that take over is not good.
Let's hold you there and go to the WhatsApp line.
Madam said he only was not here, she was not going to make 12 years. Okay. We just removed George from power. And then Joseph Boakai has done that is the West government. Why wrong with us in Liberia?
Thank you very much. Let's hold you there and take another person from the WhatsApp line. Hello, you are welcome. Let's hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, you are live from the WhatsApp line. From the WhatsApp line, you are live. Please go ahead.
Oh, my people, are you hearing me?
I can hear you, sir. You are live.
Oh, this is Damo. I'm calling from Iowa.
Okay, Damo, let's hear you.
Oh, I want to say something concerning about.
Listen, Damo, you have to listen to the phone. Turn down the volume of the radio, the computer, or whatever you're using to monitor, and listen to the phone only. Only listen to the phone, sir.
Hello, you can hear me now?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Damo, there seems to be an issue with your connection. Let's take Harry, Mr. Harry Kokoya from the WhatsApp line here. Hello, welcome. You're live on the show.
My brother, Leslie, how you doing, my brother?
Yes, sir.
You know what? I gotta be frank with you. I didn't watch your program tonight. You know, I've been watching my sister keeping night tonight. So, but just for the last caller there, one of the things that I have that's so troubling with us in Liberia. I mean, people they kind of blame the Liberian people. Just, you know, They say, oh, let's give the government chance. Why the Liberian people always complain? But my brother, is this are these the things that you want to see in Liberia? Look at your neighboring countries. Just for instance, just look at Sierra Leone, look at Africa Coast. What are the progress? Look, I'm one of the biggest fans of Joseph Boakai. I was one of the biggest fans for Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. In the 1997 election, we stood in that election. We sacrificed our life. I didn't want in opposition to the government. I want to change in Liberia. When Chancellor were raising against us. But guess what? Ellen Sirleaf came in power. She started very well. I mean, her first time was so good. She mobilized across the world. Funding was rolling in Liberia. But yet, at the end of the day, she did not cross the finish line well. And up to now, we see infrastructure lacking everywhere in Liberia. We just talk and we don't track, we don't monitor.
So just to conclude with you, so we take the last caller. Yes. We've been talking about the political parties, the certification of a new political party. What does this mean for the country? Are these new political parties going to be of any addition to the democratic space of the country? Is it fair to say that the democracy of the country is maturing as a result of the springing of these different political parties?
Absolutely. I mean, that's why we should work on, because one of the things I hear people say, they kept making reference to Joy Weah. Oh, well, Joseph Boakai is just wasting our time, but we're going to take Joy. What did Joy Weah do for Liberia? Okay. The more and more people, the more interest we have within this space, in the political space, that's good for us. The question is, we're looking for the best people. That's all we need. Liberians got to vote and know their conscience. It's not, you don't vote for because someone gave you a few cover rights.
Thank you.
And Nelson, just for 1 second, Nelson, I don't want to hold you too long.
Mm-hmm.
My problem remains, and I will maintain my position, that the biggest problem with Liberia is the folks on Capitol Hill. Those guys sitting at the Capitol building, they are the problem. Now, you're talking about 3 branches of government. It's not working. Joseph Boakai is taking all the heat, but what's about the folks that are sitting at the Capitol building who are involved in all these contracts?
Okay.
If there are tentacles everywhere in the government, if you check the government ministries, those guys got deal everywhere. They got a click everywhere. So the country is not moving forward. They're supposed to advocate. They control the monies. They should monitor the spending like They don't do that. They steal money. They corrupt. Yet everything is Joseph Boakai.
Thank you.
What role are they playing?
Thank you very much, sir. Let me hold you there and take the final caller here from this end. Hello, you're live. Let's hear you.
Hey, Nelson, how you doing?
Yes, sir. It's good to have you on.
Oh, this is Clarence. I'm calling you from Chicago, Illinois.
Okay.
My contribution to the show tonight, I heard the last discussion because I just got on your line concerning Molu.
Mm-hmm. He says that the country is going down. The rule of law is breaking, and economic issues is on the rise. You know, the economy is deteriorating badly. He says the country is facing a serious economic crisis. What do you make of this?
The problem with our country now, the difficulty that is happening all over the world, it's not only Liberia alone. In Liberia, we know that there are hungry people there. Even in America here, there are hungry people here. But sometimes it goes when the right thing is happening, it's good for us to point it out.
Okay.
When Malu yesterday, when all the difficulty, because the present government, they say you can apply the new map from the old map.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of system do they put in place? Because he was the party chairman of CDC. These people looted the country. They kept our people in complete poverty. Because I can remember Samuel 12 said that they took almost 25 million Liberians from out of poverty. So these people that are trapped from out of poverty, what caused them to come back into poverty within a year time? The issue that we are facing in our country is we are not being sincere to ourselves.
Thank you.
We need leaders We need leaders who will put the country first, then they attack it. And the last thing I want to say concerning the new party, CMC, is good. It's good for other in the new idea to come in. But are we putting old wine in the new bottle? Because the new political leader now that they will be introducing to NEMA tomorrow, who is Mike Bloom. Mike Bloom was a special editor to the Leopold George in 1990. He's another rebel. I'm telling you, Mike Bloom, you serve as a county inspector. You are the county inspector during the administration.
Wait. I want to understand something. Who is the Mike Bloom that you're talking about? What is his role in this whole CMC thing we're talking about?
Mike Bloom, did you listen to the most ability interview tonight? Mike Bloom will almost be like a political leader, the position of the CNC political leader, like the position of Moluma Molu, the former CDC chairman. He will be a chairman for the political party. He's the one the CNC will be introducing to NEMA people tomorrow. So if CMC is coming in with new ideas, why are they bringing another rebel again to have a new political leader? So they were my first eye for NEMA. And I know Mike Bloom too well. Mike Bloom was a special editor to bring the LeBron Johnson in 1990.
But if what you're saying is something to go by, then don't you think there's now a scaffold, a kind of fight, to get everyone have their own piece of the Prince Johnson's legacy and the political influence that goes with that. And don't you think that's what the CMC may be trying to tap into?
But then that means they are not being fair to us. We need leaders. We need people. We need sincere people. Because you cannot take another warlord and bring another warlord into our office again. The idea of going to see, because you look at, because I'm seeing CMC linking onto Alexander Cummings.
Thank you.
CMC will be linking onto good people. Why bring another way into the identical party?
Thank you very much for your input, sir. Let me hold you there. We're seriously out of time. I see a lot of calls coming through. Let me just take the final one from the local line. This person here. Hello. Okay, so I think we can go to do our closing now. Sorry, let me squeeze this person in quickly. Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. You are the final caller. Please go ahead, sir.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I want to tell you one thing for this show tonight and take it and mark it down. The new party that opened in Nimba County, the municipality, the motive is to destroy what they call Nimba Quados. Take it and mark it down. His motive is to destroy what they call Nimba Quado.
Why do you think you want to destroy that?
It was at the end of the day, I'll tell you, but mark it down and watch the show. And watch the show about municipality.
But what sort of threat is Nimba Quado to the whole voting or political activity there in the county?
Nimba Quado, it means we are one. We try to divide them so that Nimba will not be speaking with one voice.
Politically.
That is motive. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your input tonight, sir. So let's go to let's come back in studio to do our closing. It's been a great show so far. I see our sister Emmy in the background. She wants to come on. She's one of the new members of the CMC as well. So Emmy, welcome to the show, and let's get to do our closing. Let's start with you, Josh, and then we can just follow the cue. George, Cindy, and then Mobile will be last.
Thank you, Nelson, and our listeners and the callers. Look, one of the callers made a point that I want to, discuss in my closing. They said we should give the government a chance. They are building roads. Joe, we are building roads too, and nobody getting chance. So if you say we should get a people chance because the building road, George, we have a building road too. We saw the road George we have built. What we are saying is to be able to work and at the same time too, you can be building roads and also make the economy better for the people. The people are suffering. Market when they are not getting money. Their fish getting rotten. Nobody to buy it. These are the things we're talking about. So when we're talking, contribute positively as well to the discussion by, contributing, in that direction. We are not saying that the government is not doing anything or they're just sitting down, but relative to what the promises they made, they are not doing it. If you rescue somebody, you can't just rescue the person. That was when someone is drowning, when you take them from the water, you put on the show, you try to perform CPR or something on them so that they can come to themselves. You don't just leave them and walk away because you take them from the water. No, that's not rescue. So now saying, fellow panelists, I think it's been a really good show. The problem is that with Liberia is that our people are easily carried away. They are not patient. And if we can create that resilience, where we can be patient, Liberia will be better. I'm not saying patient because they were not patient with George Weah alone. Liberian people, I rode taxi during the elections. Taxi driver almost put me down for the taxi because I was talking about George Weah. Hopefully I can find that taxi driver again to see whether he will put me down for the car when I talk against President Boakai.
Thank you.
So the thing is, Liberia has to be better. We need to come together as a people and tell President Boakai, you cannot reward all your friends with position in government, even though there are people that are doing the job.
Thank you.
A typical example is the Central Bank of Liberia. Let me finish. The Central Bank of Liberia. You took the person from there and paid them off just to bring the person who used to give you loan from RB Bank and brought them to the Central Bank. I think that's wrong. And I think President Boakai should speak to the Liberian people and tell them exactly what he's doing. Because that I cannot say is nepotism. I don't say it's favoritism. I don't know what nepotism is that. Because it's ridiculous. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Jara, Cindy.
Well, I believe we had a great show. We talked about the newly certificated political party, the CMC. I also want to emphasize again on the importance of multi-party political systems in our country, or democratic system in Liberia. I think when we walk away from the true-wing party or one political party system, it opened doors for all Liberians to have the opportunity to express themselves politically. But I also want to add to the many voices that are saying it is important for our political leaders or those that are interested in taking public offices to look into merging those political parties so that we can have fewer parties so Liberians can really choose the best among the rest. Again, I disagree that only those that have major properties or those quote unquote that have publicly transformed lives or help people should be the one elected into public spaces. I think we need to find the bright minds, the experienced minds, and those that have the will and the know-how to transform our country. And I strongly believe that someone like Alexander Benedict Cumming will do the work. Look, I also agree with Momba Modu. I don't know. I mean, I don't care if you like his stand during weird time, but you cannot disagree with Momba Modu that the economy is struggling, and our people are struggling in the country. It is not a President Boakai thing alone, and I'm not here to compare one administration to another. What I'm here to speak to are the facts. The country is hard in our simple Liberian English. Things are hard. Our government today have the responsibility to transform the life of our people. And we are asking them to re-strategize, to be innovative, to reduce wasteful spending, to look into ensuring that electricity is stable so that private sector jobs can come to country, so that tourism can come to country. Let me end here by saying many thanks to the government for initiating the role from a place called, I think, Kaduna to Rabasport in Grand Cape Mount County.
That's Medina.
Medina, thank you. Medina to Rabasport. I drove on that road. I went to Rabasport. When I got to Rabasport, I was in tears. I think, and Nelson, yes, I wish I could take Rabasport to a place where it will be utilized the best way possible that it deserves. But we don't need to take Rabasport from where it is. That's where it belongs. What we need to do is to take a paved road and encourage Liberia to invest in that area. Rabasport, man, is beautiful. Rabasport is naturally beautiful. And I want to thank the government for initiating that road project. It's a very short road. It's not far at all. Even with the bad road condition, I think it took me less than an hour from the main road to Rabasport. So with that paved road, it's just an easy access to one of Liberia's most beautiful treasures. So thank you, Mr. President, for initiating that project, and hopefully with that road going there, we can see more tourism tourism going into that place. Thank you.
Emmy?
What do you want from me? I mean, that's Dallas. You want close it?
Close what? Go ahead, Mama.
Why you want to say anything?
Thank you, Emmy. Yeah, Emmy, she's a spectator today.
No, I got something to say about George. What George said? Go ahead.
Oh, come on. There we go. I knew it.
Look, Nelson, you know, for every country, more especially in Africa, we need to learn from our mistakes and also learn from the past, and history will remember us. In Zambia, we're having one president called King David, who ruled from 1964 to 1991. Imagine that time of frame he worked. I mean, he was the president, right? He left office with only $5,000 in his account. But today, if we're making comparison with some of our leaders who probably, you know, for, let's say, let's zoom, they were in power for 6 years. Go look at our account today. They are multi-millionaires. And then we'll come here every day, we bash as president.
That Dylan you're talking about, so?
My man, you do your closing, let me do my own. Kahunda, which is the last name, Kenneth David Kahunda, he was one of the presidents of Africa who left power when his regimes were over with 5,000 United States dollars in his account. George Rwanda has seen power on the mantle of carrying on hard development, transforming our people's lives, things. But it went there today. Go look at that account. I don't have to tell you. Carrasco running for representative. Before then, he used to sit in tea shop. He put a bread in the tea and he drink it. When you drink the tea, you eat the bread. But today, he's running for representative seat. To tell you how much people sacrifice themselves to exercise power for their own glory, not the Liberian people's glory. Then we come here today, we're talking about President Joseph Yuma Bwaka. Of course, we'll say what we see. Until I can see what President Bwaka doing, I would not say he's stealing. But probably I would say people that are around him doing things that is not in the confine of the law against us. There are a lot of people in this government corrupt. We agree. But we only tell the president to take action and to make sure Liberians have the bread and butter issue that we set on a platform.
Thank you.
Right? For the past months, we talk about before the election. We won't come here to sugarcoat anything, but we come here to say the facts. Today, Kaunda is one of the person in Zimbabwe. He has been celebrated as one of the historical presidents of Zimbabwe because he left office with only $5,000. But people enter office with empty pocket. They left with millions of dollars in Liberia. But we want accountability, but we'll come here and clap. We say when the person was there, what they did, what a transformation they carry on. We should be serious for our country. We shouldn't be biased to see one side and leave one side. Thank you, Nancy. And how much we get the power and we get the strength and a good health condition will come here tomorrow by the Almighty God. Thank you.
Thank you, Mora. Amy?
So, thank you. I wasn't here, so I'm not going to hold you up. Just want to say a little thing about, Mora touched on it about the whole corruption thing. I was kind of concerned. If there's laws or rules or whatever in place for against corruption, I was just wondering, like, listening to a tip from what is it, attorney or Arthur Johnson, right? That's his name. Is saying that the government has no right to take people, the former finance ministers, to court, or former lieutenants of the last regime or whatever, because they were giving orders by the president. The president got certain immunity and it extend over there. And I was kind of confused, like, so, we come here every day, and citizens and people running around with it. We come here every day holding other people accountable for corruption and stuff like that. But wanted to leave power, and then somebody want to hold them. They said, because the president gave them this power, it extends to us. So who are we if we are to fight corruption as country? Who are they fighting this corruption against, or whatever? Who are they investigating? The policeman on the street with a baton, or the civil servants? Because if the ministers and these people who are holding in charge of our country purse and stuff like that, moving money around, if they can't hold them accountable, who are they holding accountable for corruption? So I was kind of confused about that. And if that was true, I was also saying the what's the guy that won the election in Lofakane name? The former defense minister. Okay. Yeah. He won his election. They gave him the clearance and everything. He ran. He won his election, and CDC corruptly took that seat from him because they said he did something. And as we learned, it was order given to him by the former president. How come then that this law never extended to him and stuff like that? So I mean, this is what people are always saying. We come here all the time. We want to be picky. I mean, holding public officials accountable for corruption is what we're supposed to do in our country. But to be nitpicky about it and say because it's not my political leader, so I want to act like I care about the Liberian people, and then when it's my political party, people that are from my political party, they better not touch them. They are high mighty. They are this, that. It's very funny. And then these same people come here and talk about they're fighting for the Liberian people. And I just want the Liberian people to just look through that and know how hypocritical they sound and how much of a liar they are, that they don't care about you. They're using you and you to be standing there, motorcyclists and all of those people there, politicians using you to because they want to make government look bad. So they come to you and tell you, say lie on the other politician when they're trying to talk to you about not being silly, doing something against what you have been told not to do. And then they say, go ahead, go in the street and go protest, go do the one and go do that one. Guess what? You're in the street, you're fighting police, and then they call you peaceful citizens, and police being brutal against peaceful citizens and all of that. When you're standing and fighting the police, we need to be serious in this country. They call Liberia, because everybody just in it for themselves and for their political leaders. Until our people can realize that these people are using you, they don't care about you. When you get hurt, you're in the street, policemen hitting you with baton, These guys are sitting there at their houses with their children.
I mean,
they don't care about
you longer,
so,
but they are shop closing here.
Don't interrupt me. I'm doing my own.
You know.
So no, I just wanted to caution my people. That's all. People come here and they be talking about them. They want to come here and hold some people accountable. Oh, this person doing it. When you say rescue, when you say this one, when you say that one, when you rescue somebody, they don't just come here. Like, you have to take them to the hospital. You have to do all of that. So
thank you.
I wasn't here, but that's my own show that I started. I think
Zimbabwe, right? It's Zambia, not Zimbabwe. It's Zambia.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, guys, it's been a great show. Look forward to being here tomorrow. Until then, thanks a lot to everyone. McCarthy, Johnson, Freeman, Maruf, Goba, Brother Marcia Snelling, blessings and blessed. All of you, we appreciate your contribution. Till we come your way, have a good night. It's been a great late night show.
Freeman, give me a name, my people.
Thanks to you, George. CDC Australia, we appreciate you. Jedau, SB Australia. Yeah. Marshall Territory Emmy, thank you. Moba Zokia, we appreciate.
That's not my name. My city is Marshall. My name is Emmy.
Yeah, well, we put everything together.
Everybody know you are Marshall Territory, ba.
No, my name is not Marshall Territory. That's my city.
Thanks a lot, Emmy Marshall